Along the lines of using toys to try to coerce children, have you used any other objects to try to coerce adults? Any type of adult presence?
Absolutely. We've actually used people as trigger objects. If we have a location where there's stories of a male spirit who abuses, doesn't like females, or was in an abusive relationship, they abused their spouse, what we do is we use females to see what happens, or the other way around. We had a case where we went somewhere and there was a female spirit who didn't like males, and we used 2 males there as trigger objects, and one of them felt like he got punched in the stomach, and he was sick for 3 days.
Wow.
Another one at the same location said he felt burning on his face, and we took pictures and we shined a light on his face, and it looked like he had 4 fingerprint marks across his face, like he was slapped. Later on, after the investigation, we found out that the 2 people that had physical things happen to them both had the same name. Either one had the first name and the middle name, and then the other one had the middle name as their first name, and like John Jacob and then Jacob John. So we, it kind of it's a lot of this stuff is trying to put puzzle pieces together, and that's one of the things I enjoy doing about this. I love investigating. We all do, and we also like taking the stuff that we have and trying to put the pieces together and see what we can come out of it. So hopefully we can do that this evening.
Cool.
So
good luck.
Down here, there was one room that I really felt like, I don't know, felt a certain type of way. And I think it was in the very, very back. Yeah, but the top here that came in from the water. Oh.
Down here in the basement, and just hoping I don't come across any rats.
Why do you keep dropping the scanner?
The lights that you see are part of a grid, and what the grid does is help.
What's that?
The grid, it kind of helps catch like shadow people and such.
Well, anything, because if something, if you just look, then it kind of, you'll see something go, block the green. If there's something that's causing a mass, it'll block the green out.
Okay. What's going on behind me is they're using something called a ghost box, and it's basically a scanner that runs through all stations constantly. They ask it questions, and hopefully, they get an answer to one of their questions. So I'll get a little clip of that. Now, do you ask the ghost questions? I wait for an answer from them?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just ask like you would, like you do like a regular EVP session, and then sometimes you get answers back.
Okay.
And it doesn't. Sometimes you'll get sounds like an electronic voice that doesn't really belong, doesn't sound like, because it cycles through and it doesn't lock on a particular channel.
Okay.
Or station, and sometimes you'll get, like I said, like a weird answer back.
Okay.
I'm just going to get this thing rolling again. Can you tell us where you're from?
Do you like us being in here?
Another high-profile example in the story, Jennifer.
Before I was talking about the sensitives, and I followed around one for a little bit, and we heard stories about what type of apparition was seen in here before, but it seemed to me that it's like all across the spectrum, different things that she was feeling, and so a bit of a skeptic here. So how can you explain what she was sensing?
I think, just off the hand, without going over the evidence, my gut feeling is that since the original part of the house was built at a certain time, other things have gone on from the time this house was built to today. So you can't just pinpoint it on one ghost, one time period, one time frame. Without looking over the evidence, right now, my personal gut feeling that there could be more than one time period here. Maybe we're experiencing something in one part of the house where it could have been from the late 1800s. Another part could be a totally different vibe, a totally different feeling that we're getting that could be from when it was a boarding school. It could be something from when Langley became a military base, when it was actually, when it actually was a military base, which I believe was, 1910, 1914, something like that. So there's a lot of history here from 1800s, late 1700s to today. So until we go over all the evidence and see what matches with the actual history that they have for this property, for this land, I can't really say for sure, but for right now, I personally believe that there's more than one time period going on here.
Okay.
So, once we go over everything, which is going to be a very long process, hopefully we can figure out maybe what a time frame, what exactly, or who exactly is here. And maybe we can try to, like I was saying before, fit the pieces together and see if we can solve a puzzle. I mean, right now there's you've experienced, there's some interesting stuff going on here.
Yeah, most definitely.
Hopefully we'll find some more stuff for some odd reason, which I can't really explain. The ghost box session didn't really go according to plan, which that never happens because the ghost box is stalling on stations, which it doesn't normally do that.
Okay.
At least for us, anyway. So
we can probably try that upstairs and get better reception. Hopefully,
because this is what
we're way.
We're way in the basement.
This base is pretty gloomy. Okay.
So
we'll give it a try upstairs.
We'll see what happens upstairs with the ghost box session, and once we go over the evidence and stuff, maybe we can figure out exactly what's going on here.
Cool. Thanks.
Not a problem.